What's up, Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. We're going to do some miniature love readings, one for each of you. Timestamps are down below if you would like to hop right to yours. If you are new, I do ask that you click on the timestamp that reads Tarot, FAQ, and Rules so that you can better understand what it is here I do on my channel. Other than that, we're going to hop in. So let's go right in a row. Let's start with Taurus. What's up, Taurus? How you guys doing? Let's see what's coming in for Taurus romantically in their love life. What is coming in for Taurus? First card out, a Capricorn. All right, so maybe we got some Capricorn cross-watchers peeking in on their Taurus because you're coming up in theirs. All right, what else? I feel like I'm accidentally going to call you Capricorn, so I apologize in advance if I do. Okay, so some of you may be moving in with a Capricorn. You have fourth house activities, so anything to do with your home. Also with your family, with your roots, even your ancestry, right? So you could even be looking at old pictures of Grandpa Capricorn. I don't know. I don't know what that has to do with your love life, but you could be combining assets. Yeah, moving into the same house, sharing the same space, the same environment. It could even be outside of the house, but I am getting something very much about a shared space. And I think something similar came up in, gosh, I don't know, maybe Aries reading or something like that. Okay, and then you have your sixth house. Give me one more on that. If you go to have some sort of medical procedure, I think it would be planned. This is not, I don't do medical readings, but I'm just saying if you have some sort of, I don't know, like a visit to the dentist or to the doctor or something, you may end up having like a flirtatious moment with someone who like waits on you. Or any sort of appointment that has to do with your health, but it could also be something like your trainer or someone who's showing you how to perfect your yoga pose or, something to do with like the health industry or a medical or health professional, especially a Libra, a very nimble Libra, someone who's a dance instructor or again, like a fitness instructor. And then you also have a Sagittarius. So you could meet in some sort of creative or artistic group, Taurus, if that makes any sense to you guys. And also it could just be daily life in your daily routine, especially your daily work life, around the office or wherever it is you work. You may have a connection, especially like a romantic fling with a Libra or a Sagittarius. So let's go ahead and dig in a little bit deeper and see what else I can tell you about these connections. So if you're not dealing with any of those signs, that's totally fine. It might not be your message this week, but if you are, let's see what else I can tell you. Take only what resonates, leave the rest, okay? Here we go. Tell me about the Capricorn. What's the deal with the Capricorn? This may actually be your boss. It doesn't have to be, but for some of you, they may have a position of authority over you. Could even be someone who does law enforcement or they may work as like a police officer or even maybe like a firefighter or something like that. Yeah, especially a firefighter. Okay. So this Capricorn may be newly single or you may be going through a divorce with them, one or the other. Let's see. So they're a little bit up in their feels. I'm not sure they're ready to fully open their heart and love again, but they're in the process of moving away from a lot of upheaval in their life. So they're looking for smooth sailing. I think they're only accepting people into their life who bring them a sense of peace of mind and calm. So Taurus, that actually seems like it could be very good for you. Okay, so this is like you're the person they've been waiting for. They've been waiting to meet someone like Taurus. Some of you, again, if you're, I'm getting two messages, so obviously you'll know which one you're grouped into, but either way, this is good. If you are going through a divorce with a Capricorn, it's saying you're on your way to smooth sailing, you just got to wait it out a little bit longer, especially if you're waiting for money payouts of some sort of court case involving a Capricorn. I think it will swing in your favor. For others of you, it's saying you're about to get involved with or you're flirting with, you're interested in a Capricorn who, if they're a little bit standoffish, it's because they're letting the dust settle. They've recently gone through some sort of moment of upheaval. I very likely doubt it has to do with the ending of a job or a career. That just doesn't seem right to me. It could be, right? But for most of you, it either seems like they're out of a long-term relationship or maybe they're having a lot of family drama or something like that. Maybe that's why that's coming up. Anyway, they're doing their best to move away from it, but they're not in a rush, right? They're trying to do it in a practical way. You can appreciate that, Taurus, right? But it says with a little bit of waiting, with a little bit of patience, I think something will break here. I think it will be very positive. So, and it may even have to do with a Capricorn who has a lot of Sagittarius in their chart. Give them a little time to heal. Make sure that you're not rushing into something with a person who isn't able to give you much in terms of, you can't pour from an empty cup, right? Let this person get their life together. But yeah, this is gonna swing in a positive direction. So especially with the Capricorn. Granted, that could relate to someone else. But so what's the deal with the house, the home? Some of you just might be moving. Some of you, there may be a connection to a romantic suitor. via someone in your family, if that makes sense, like your brother's best friend or, your sister's whatever, your sister-in-law's cousin or something like that. What's the deal here? So some of you are, I don't know what this has to do with your romantic life, but okay, so if you live with your partner, right, whether you're married or not, it's saying there may be trouble on the home front. You may be arguing or fighting with them, especially if you guys are looking to move into a house together, like a new shared space. You may have, you may have a disagreement on where it is you want to reside. One of you seems to be particularly concerned about your children or the school system that would be around there. I don't really know why this is coming up, but others of you don't want to move too far from your family. That seems to be like a point of contempt. Is that the right word, or content? I don't know what the word is, but there's something troubling about being too far away from the child, if that makes sense for any of you. Others of you, it just sort of seems like you fell into a romantic partnership where there was at one point in time enough to get you by and like there was a mutual sense of love, but it feels like for some of you, right, that feels like there may be a growing distance between you, and so it's almost like one person is ready to take it to the next level, like let's move in together, let's do that, or let's, like we've reached a milestone, where do we go from here? We either run from it or we continue to build. I feel like there's disagreements on the future of this relationship, and it might be with your Cancer. Your Cancer may end up going to visit their mother or going to live with their mother, or obviously Cancer, right? Cancers have a very close connection with the mother. So male or female Taurus, this may be impeding on your relationship with them, or if you guys may be moving out and the Cancer may go to live with their mother. See, for a lot of you, this does kind of have a vibe to it that is divorce, and it certainly doesn't have to be, right? It won't be everyone's story, but it just kind of seems like at one point in time you thought this was the one, but it's like the longer you've been together, there's a growing distance, and it's very uncomfortable. It seems kind of turbulent. So overall outcome for this, the thing is, you already know. You already kind of know. Yeah, I think you guys are going to move apart. The Knight of Wands always goes towards his passion, and it doesn't seem like there's enough passion in this to keep it going. I sense that I said something really similar to Sagittarius, actually, and it might be with a Sagittarius that you're dealing with here. There's something where there's a lot of heated passion and intensity in your arguments and your fights. So this is a weird message. I'm just letting you know that I'm aware of that, but there's something about the tension is so intense that it could make for like a really good like sexual experience, but I don't think that's enough to carry the relationship. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think there was at one point in time a lot of passion, but it's like in terms of the substance, there's no earth energy here, which to me is an indicator if it's all fun and games, but then when it gets to the real stuff, there's like there's a big wedge in what you guys want. Like there's not a lot of, I'm struggling with my words here today. You guys just aren't on the same page emotionally or in terms of longevity, what you want into the future. Someone's either getting cold feet because they don't want to commit, or you guys have already committed and someone realizes like, oh, I feel suffocated. I'm not passionate about this anymore. So that's one message. And then let's talk about, this could very likely be either in your workspace, your daily activities, your daily routine, or again, something to do with like a health visit or just simply someone who works in like the medical field or a medical profession, especially more, I'm hearing the word occult. But more, what do you call it, like spirituality type medical stuff. So especially your Sagittarius or Libra. Let's pull some cards on that. Tell me a little bit more about that. I do like the vibe of this. This could be someone who is from a foreign background. I don't know if you met them in a different country or I wouldn't say a different state if you are in the U.S. and not all of you are. But yeah, it seems like they may speak a foreign language or something like that. They have a different ethnic background than you. There's something very intriguing in it. I'm hearing the word foreigner, so maybe they speak French or something like that, especially your Libra. Yeah, there's something about they're very skilled with language. They're I'm hearing the word communicative, which I mean, that seems like, well, duh, everybody's, but I think there's something to that. So that may even have to do with their profession. I don't know if they're a sign language or they're a language teacher or something like that, especially your Libra. Okay. There's good news on a court case or something to do with money or a payout. Wow, so 3 major arcana right in a row. You have Justice, you have the High Priestess, and the Moon. I don't even know what this message relates to, but I'm literally being called to say, like, trust, have faith. your intuition is right. So whatever that means to you or wherever that fits into your life, again, trust your gut, but there's a message of like, trust in the universe, have faith, your intuition is correct. So possibly about your Libra or your Sagittarius, but I can't neglect to tell you that we have 3 more people showing up here too. So this almost seems like your spirit guides, like your group of guardian angels or whatever you believe in, showing up to be like, trust us, have faith in us, like we know what we're doing. So I'm almost sensing that there could be a flirtatious connection with a Libra or a Sagittarius, and you're feeling like it's not going anywhere. It's stagnant. That's for some of you. Others of you, it's like you're intrigued, but you don't really, it's like there's a lot of mystery about how this is going to pan out. And to be honest, I'm not even sure that I really get a sense for that. To be honest, my first impression of this was, this seems good. This seems intriguing. This seems good. But your spirit guides, essentially, I think that's who this represents anyway. It's like, yeah, you have faith in us. Like, this is all going to work out the way it is supposed to, so you don't need to stress about it. And I'll be honest, I almost called you Libra, Taurus. That's good advice in any situation, right? You can only show up and do your best and then let go and let God, right? Leave the rest up to the universe, because you can only do so much. When you start trying to manipulate and mastermind things, that's when it gets all wacky and out of sorts. So have faith in this. If this is meant to be, if you're meant to date this person or marry this person or whatever it is, it will work out for the best, always. Yeah, okay, this is 100% your spirit guides. That being said, if none of the zodiac signs thus far made any sense to you, there's also something else with a Libra here, a Cancer and a Pisces. So give me one on each and we'll wrap it up real quick. This could be someone who works in law or litigation. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. You're good, especially with the Libra. Something very beautiful is going to happen with that one. Especially if that has to do with a court case or a payout. That's what I mean. There's wish fulfillment, but it could quite literally just be a wish fulfillment with your Libra. Tell me about, and you guys both are shared by that Venus energy, right? So that to me is, frequently a good pairing, a good combination. The Cancer, what's the deal with the Cancer? There's reciprocity there. If you reach out to them, they'll reach out to you. They may have you on silent for a while. They may not have gotten back to you as soon as you would have liked, but it's for a reason. I'm actually getting the opposite, though. I think the roles are reversed. I think there's a Cancer who's interested in you, Taurus, but you haven't returned the favor. And the thing is, I don't think it's that you're not interested. I think it really slipped your mind. Or there's something about you have other options, and so I'm not shaming you, but more or less I get the vibe you've put the Cancer on the back burner, so they're kind of like, well, I reached out to the Taurus and they didn't get back. Should I reach out again? Is that weird? I think there's a Cancer who's all up in their head about you. So know that the Cancer is interested from what I'm reading here. And then the Pisces doesn't know what they want. The Pisces is really confused. The Pisces is all up in their feels, possibly about you, but you don't seem to be giving anything to the Pisces. This seems like someone got rejected, really bad, and they can't get over their ex. So this has to do with the Pisces. I don't know who broke up with who, but one or both of you is really upset about it. So you'll know, do you have an ex who is a Pisces and who broke up with who? Because whoever got broken up with is just devastated. And that may also involve a Libra too. Or that may involve a divorce too. Something with justice. It could be something with a legal matter too. So I don't know why this keeps coming up, but if you were going to court and your opponent, not that you would necessarily know this, something to do with Pisces, or Libra for that matter, something about the opponent is very saddened, very stressed out. I'm just going to stick with romance. If this is a romantic relationship, what is the final word on this? I have to be honest, my main thing here is there seems like there's rejection. They feel like they got taken advantage of, or they got tricked, or they got fooled. Very Piscean. It's like there was this guise of mystery that they didn't want to see the truth of the matter. So it's like they stretched it out as long as they could until it was like, it's over. I can't do this with you anymore. And they don't want to believe it. This person has trouble accepting the truth. And again, I don't mean to shame. This might be you if your Pisces broke up with you, but I do sort of sense the opposite. Because there could have been wandering eyes or third-party stuff. And if that was your Pisces, right, if your Pisces was the one who got wandering eyes and, whatever, straight outside the commitment, they feel like shit about it. Because I think they lost you because of that. So they look back and I think they regret any side activity or whatever. But the thing is, they feel very defeated. It's almost like they've accepted that they can't get you back, but they wish they could. So, I mean, if that is in your power and you are interested in them, just know, I think this person would take you back in a second. But But yeah, you may have moved on to a fire sign. So anyway. All right, Taurus, that is what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. That really does help me a whole lot. And I will see you next Wednesday for more tarot readings. We're going to move on to Virgo next after a quick shuffle of my deck. All right, Virgo, what's up? How you guys doing? Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Let's talk about your love life. What's coming in for Virgo? This card has come out a lot. It seems like a lot of people are in the process of moving or reorganizing their houses or looking at new pieces of land, moving their office, something to do with your environment, your space. It could be, you meet someone that way. So, and then moving into your 5th house. Yeah, it's like something about projects involving creativity right now, especially having to do with, like, I'm hearing like gardening, landscaping, again, like house and property, something about that. Especially if you work in a career, maybe it's like home design, something regarding like the houses, but also creativity. It seems like there's a spark of passion there. So that could mean two things. You may meet someone who's working on your property and there's a romantic fling there or something like that. Or it's saying that the passion that you are demonstrating, your exuberance, it's like a magnetic attraction to people who are like, damn, look at Virgo, all passionate and excited. And I don't know, it's like you seem very feisty and in a very fun, playful manner. And something about that is going to attract someone. I'm seeing something about a carnival, like a Ferris wheel or something about, I don't know if maybe you're reading a book about that or something like that, but something of that, it might be an indication to someone. It could even be like a logo on something you're creating, like it's something to do with like a city fair or a carnival or something. I don't know if that has to do with someone's name. I don't know what that is, Virgo. That was just a weird little hit I got. But anyway, tell me more. What's coming in for Virgo? The number 445 is wanting to be seen here too. So again, I don't know if that's an address you're moving to, something about 45. Is that someone's birthday? I don't know. When would that be? April 5th? That would be Aries, right? Maybe there's an Aries coming in. 4-5. Okay, anyway, moving on. Capricorn, you definitely have a Capricorn coming in, possibly a Scorpio, possibly again another Aries or a Cancer I'm hearing. Okay. Okay, or another Virgo, possibly. That could be you as well. So I got some message here about some of you have Pluto in your 7th house. I'm not sure exactly how this relates other than your 7th house in your birth chart. Even if you don't know what this means, it's fine. Stick with me. I'm going to explain it to you. Your 7th house has to do with the partners that you attract as well as a mirror-like way, how you view relationships. So oftentimes it indicates the mate that you will end up with, or the qualities that you kind of demonstrate in your own relationships. Some of you have Pluto in the 7th house, and Pluto it has a bad reputation, but it all depends on your perspective of that. And so I'm not sugarcoating this, right? I'm letting you know. Some of you have Pluto in the 7th house, so it seems like a lot of times your relationship, there's like a death and a rebirth and a death and a rebirth. And then, so that could be indicative of you feeling like you don't have a lot of relationships that last, but then you have to like relaunch something again. For some of you, there's something very positive coming in. It's probably a positive aspect to this Pluto planet, especially if it's in your 7th house, where there's a harmonious aspect that's going to yield a transformational relationship in your life, okay? So that's actually a very positive message. It may have to do with a Libra or a Scorpio, a Capricorn, a Cancer, an Aries. The zodiac signs don't really matter. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit more about this. And then you definitely have like 3,000% a Capricorn somewhere in the mix here. Yeah, look at that. I can't even make this up. You literally have 3 cards of Capricorn right now, like all in a row. 1, 2, 3. So... all right, so I'm curious, what about the 40, I keep wanting to say the 45. Is that like that's the 49ers as a team, right? Is that a football team out there? I don't know sports. The 40, but I'm wanting to say the 45. Oh wait, 45s are records, right? I was going to say something about that is that right? An old 45? I don't know. Maybe it's the year of your car, some old-timey car, whatever. Tell me more about this. There's something kind of antique-y and ancestry I'm hearing. 1945. Who was born in 1945? Is that your grandmother or something? Yeah, this isn't okay. This may have to do with a spirit guide uncovering something about your family. I think it's positive though. You may find an old piece of jewelry or something that relates to your family. It's something very precious. It could be something very valuable. So it may even have to do with meeting someone who I'm hearing the word appraisal. If you're looking at how old something is and you want like an estimate on something, that could be someone's profession. They may do that for a living. So they're trying to flirt with you, but you're blocking it, Virgo. What's the deal with that? because you think you're above it. You think this person is like a bottom feeder. Virgo. So something with a Libra or a Taurus, the thing is it's their truth. They are willing to commit to you, or they're very serious about wanting to join worlds with you. You have 3 major arcana in a row, so this is big. Why are you not thinking it is? It's like you're blocking them. For others of you, there may be a situation where you felt like your spirit guides were blocking this person. Okay, so some of you think this person is too old for you, or they're not young enough in spirit or at heart. Yeah, there's something a little bit conservative or traditional about them, and I think you are just like, oh, no, I would never. You know, I'm not here to tell you anything other than just what the cards are saying, but this actually seems like it could be really good. You have 2 cards of marriage here. So it's actually very likely that, I don't think this would happen instantly, but I think it's very likely some of you, especially if this is like a second or third marriage, you may end up with someone who is significantly older than you in age. Because here's the thing, Virgo, as fun and sparkly and exciting as you are, right? There's something about, you can't deal with people who just bring a lot of bullshit. You need people who are like closers. Like, I'm almost hearing it in a term of like a salesman. Like, do you want the product or not? Like, do you want me or not? Like, is this a thing? You don't have time for guessing games, and that's what I think I like about this, is this person doesn't leave you guessing. They know exactly what they want. They're not afraid to tell you, and they're very committed to getting it, right? So unfortunately, that could be annoying for you if you're just like, no, I'm not interested. And I mean, I'm not getting creeper vibes. I'm just saying, this person is really interested in you, and you seem to be focused elsewhere. So if you're dealing with a Taurus or a Libra, and this is at all familiar, even possibly a Leo, I don't know. The world almost says to me, you may circle back around to this later and be like, oh, that person actually is kind of good for me. But I think initially, at first thought, you're just like, no, I don't know about that. And again, the number 45 is significant. Of course, that doesn't have to be someone's age. That could be a variety of things. I'm just letting you know, 45 is a number that Spirit is trying to get you to see. Even this has a 5, right? Am I looking at another 4? No, not really. Anyway. All right, let's talk about your Capricorn. And again, for all of you, this won't be your message, but it might be if you're single and looking, you just may hook up with a Capricorn. And it could be more than hooking up. I don't mean to make it about that, but, you know, hey, that earth energy, right? Virgo and Capricorn, what does the universe have to say about it? This person could help you with your career. This person could help you network into the field you want to get into. In fact, that might be how you meet them. You could meet this person online in like a chat room regarding something about like a job posting or a career. Yeah, this person may end up working with you or vice versa. And they have a solid offer to give you. So this may actually start with a job offer. And it could just be kind of in the same field as this person. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be literally working with them every day, but this person is going to be so stoked if you take them up on the offer because this person wants you, Virgo. Wish fulfillment. You are their wish fulfillment. This is such a Capricorn-esque card to me. I don't know why, it just is. And Knight of Coins is actually typically a Virgo, too. It's the mutable earth sign in the tarot deck, but there's just something about, you know, your Capricorn appears very like, not withheld, not withdrawn, but like no bells and whistles, just very direct, very straightforward, very to the point. But that's what's funny about this to me, is they appear very like, do you know what I mean? They're just like blank, just very kind of cold, and but, you know, professional, to the point. But underneath it, they're just like swooning over Virgo, which I just think is really funny. It's like this, don't judge a book by its cover, I guess, because you might not even know that this person likes you, because I'm even going to say this, and I don't mean to offend the cross-watching Capricorn or the Virgos who like this person. This person, in a sense, may have, I'm kind of wanting to say like sort of poor social skills, but it really just points to an immaturity, and that they still feel like a high school boy who has a crush on the prom queen. Like, that's almost the vibe I get. Like, they're very nervous to approach you, and so rather than being flirtatious and taking a risk, they're all the more serious and buttoned up around you, because I think in their mind, that's what they think, like, Virgo wants. It's like, oh, well, you know, and maybe you do, right? I mean, who am I to say? But there's something about appearances are not what they seem here. This person is very buttoned up. That's the term I would use. But underneath, they're just like, they're like a giggly girl writing in their diary on their bed at night, like, oh, dear universe, I love Virgo so much. It's like they're literally like writing your name out with little hearts on it. And it's probably a dude too. That's what I'm getting. Though it's not to say this couldn't be you too, but like, again, sometimes the messages go vice versa. I think you should build with this person. I think they're very likely going to ask you out. But here's the thing. If you do suspect that this person likes you, which you probably don't because they kind of sort of hide it, but maybe they don't, whatever. It's going to take them a lot of courage to work up the guts to ask you out. So if you wanted this to get off sooner than later, you would be very well advised to actually initiate the conversation. And I know it's sort of a backwards message because Capricorn typically is the initiator. Capricorns are cardinal signs, Virgos are mutable, right? I'm almost seeing this as a nice little role reversal because you could get the ball rolling a lot faster because this person would actually know that you like them and want to hang out with them. So then it could start to feel like 9 of Cups a lot sooner than having them. It's like they're trying to test out the water with you, and I think deep down they're actually a little bit insecure and nervous. But once they get past that, oh, okay, Virgo likes me, I can relax, you guys are like going to make history. Like, this seems like it could be very cute and very cozy. I like that a lot. Last but not least, let's talk about this. So here's what I keep getting from this, and I don't want you guys to like jump to this scary conclusion because it's not that. You're not hearing the message if you're like nervous. The message here is that a lot of my Virgos have been put through the ringer romantically. It's like as soon as you meet one person, they exit your life the next week. That seems to me very indicative of someone who may or may not have Pluto in the 7th house or a planet in your 7th house that has had a really brutal aspect to Pluto for a long time, right? If not, that can all be metaphor, right? What I'm getting from this, though, is there is a sense of relief coming. These just came out. Page of Wands, again with the Taurus. There's really a Taurus in here who wants to like mingle and break bread with you. Okay, perfect. Like the sun, here comes the sun. There's just something like, oh, thank God, it stopped raining. The clouds have moved and now I can feel the vibrancy and creativity and the warmth on my face again. Something major is transforming in your house of partnerships, and it's been a long time coming. You've had to be very patient. Now, with that, if some of you are still feeling stuck and stagnant after hearing this message for weeks, for months, it's saying, well, you're not understanding them, that there was something in that period of transformation that needed to die. Pluto, right? Energy. Phoenix from the ashes, death and rebirth. When I say die, I mean die off. I mean die out. Something about your approach or whatever you want to say, your spiritual journey. There was sacrifice that needed to be made. You had to let go of a shadow side, a lower vibrational energy, a mindset, a emotional wound from, decades ago, whatever it is. That's what you were meant to work on in this stagnancy in your relationship. And so if you have been focusing on yourself and doing the internal work, you're going to get rewarded like a lot with a person who deserves you, but also vice versa. With a person who there's great balance and reciprocity, this will finally be a relationship that goes past just a solid foundation. It seems like as soon as you reach that point, something would crumble. And again, it feels very indicative of like Pluto energy. It's like it builds up and then it destroys itself. But that's what Pluto does best. So know that whatever is disassembled, it will be recreated again, but in a new, like vibrant manner. Very vibrant. Do you see how happy these cards are? Page of Wands says there's messages coming into you. This person feels like they've had to climb a ladder to get to you. What does that mean? It's like this person may have felt like they weren't on your level. This could be a Taurus or a Capricorn as well. I think, and that these messages could be related. It doesn't have to be, but this feels like someone who they've been desiring you or watching you for a while, but they had to work up the gumption to speak to you. I think they finally do. And at minimum, they're elated to have that weight lifted of professing feelings for you or just simply asking you out. I think it's very possible that if you were to consider this and go out on a date with this person or whatever, engage with them further, you're going to feel ecstatic too. This has a vibe of like, where have you been all my life? This feels big, you guys. It really does. This could transform into one of the first or one of the few relationships that actually feels like it offers you something you've never had before, but in a very positive, productive manner. It allows you guys to grow. You create a foundation, Four of Pentacles, right? Four corners of a house, something steady, something solid that you can continue to build upon, right? This person may even be recovering from anything really. Recovery is what I'm hearing, but especially a financial loss of some kind. They may have not approached you because it hurt their pride to go through a difficult time with money. So in a sense, this person may have been waiting to get their bank account in order. I know that sounds like an odd message, but that's what I'm hearing. And it was almost perfectly coincided with you needing to do some internal work or spiritual work on your love life, especially your love of self, remembering to love yourself and treat yourself kindly. So it kind of seems like your guys' timelines are meeting up at the perfect time where it could actually get off in a very positive, that sounded kind of sexual. It could get off in a very positive manner. This may involve a Pisces, this may involve a Leo, this may involve a Taurus, and again, possibly a Capricorn, and then Pluto is very tied to Scorpio. I would even offer, though, some of my Virgos who strongly resonate with the sign of Scorpio, if your North Node is in Scorpio, or I'm just getting something about Virgo because it has to do with your own transformation. You are the phoenix rising from the ashes. That to me is very indicative of someone who has very strong Scorpio placement, something they're supposed to head towards. So anyway, that looks really good, Virgo. Did I call you Taurus earlier? I'm sorry if I did. I'm mixing you guys up because you have so many other people showing up, but that in itself is very exciting to see that you have people showing up in your spread. So if you are single and looking, it doesn't appear that you're going to be single that much longer if you don't want to be. And if you do, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, last but not least, you do have a Virgo on the bottom of the deck. So, there's a Virgo who is already your friend, 11th house, or they're going to be friend of a friend. They're already in your network of people. You could even meet them on an online dating app. It's complicated is what I'm getting with quincunx, but I did see Mercury, so they will probably reach out. There will probably be good communication with another Virgo, but I'm not sure if it's solidified as anything beyond a couple dates or so. It's not to say it couldn't be, but yeah, I don't know. I don't want to put the kibosh on it immediately, but I wouldn't necessarily put too much energy into another Virgo if they're not giving you anything back, okay? All right, other than that, we are going to move on to, last but not least, our Capricorns, which you may want to stick around for since they were coming up in your reading, but I'm going to shuffle my cards first, so stick around. All right, Capricorn, what's up? Let's do it. Let's talk about your love life. What is coming in for Capricorn romantically, please? Capricorn. First house. Somebody who contradicts your identity. What does that mean? Someone who's very different than you. Personality-wise, they're very different. You may find them kind of unusual, but you're also very intrigued. You're very curious by them. It could have something to do with an Aries or possibly a Sagittarius. So some of you are planning to go on a trip to visit your in-laws. And it may even be in a foreign country. And there's a lot of mystery that awaits you there. Okay, so there's a lot of messages going on there. I'm just going to kind of lump those together because they seem sort of related. Parts of it may resonate with you, parts of it may not. The number 19 is very important in that one. So I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's someone's address. I don't know if that's it's really like a pin code for Capricorn. It's 19. I see it. I know something about 19 or possibly 91. I don't know if that's the age of someone's grandmother or relative, or especially one you may be going to see. There's an element of mystery there. Okay, and so this is a very specific message that's probably for one of you out there, but I'm almost getting something about a grandmother or a grandfather, but very likely mother, possibly even a grandmother who was a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. It was their wish to be buried or have their ashes scattered in like a foreign land or a foreign country. Does that make sense to anyone? It's like your grandmother who grew up in Greece and moved to the States, right? She was like, I want to be buried in my hometown or my ashes scattered. Or I know that's uber specific, and I don't know why it's coming up in your love life other than you're probably going to do this with your spouse. It's like you're going to see her wishes through to the end. All right, moving on. I know Capricorns, you're like, yeah, that's not me. Get on with it. That's for someone out there, and that actually seems really beautiful. I see you going to do that. Travel opportunities are going to open up for you with your 9th house showing up. So, yeah, I mean, that's something to look forward to. Obviously, be safe, but yeah. And there's something to do with a Scorpio there, too. So if you have an opportunity to travel and you have no intention of looking for relationships, you may just end up connecting with a Scorpio, even in some random situation like at the airport or something. Yeah, if you're traveling for your career, you may end up connecting with a Scorpio who works as a doctor or a Cancer. And I'm hearing maternity ward. So it could even... I don't know if it's someone who's pregnant, but it could be that their job involves, like an OBGYN or something like that. Something about a cancer may be important. So some of you, if you're dating a Cancer, there could be pregnancy up on the horizon, or married to a Cancer. You may be planning a family, or however you want to say it, family planning. Your Cancer may have a little trouble getting pregnant, and I'm almost getting a message just because they're too stressed. It's like they're trying to make it happen so bad. Your Cancer just needs to like relax, if that makes sense. Or Capricorn, if that's you and you're dating a Cancer and you're struggling to get pregnant, it has to do with you're very tense. Yeah, there's a need to I'm hearing the word drift off. There's a need to be very easy peasy lemon squeezy. I don't know why this is coming through, but I mean, I'm sympathetic, right? It seems like somebody's trying to get pregnant and there's issues there. And someone is like beating themselves up over the fact that their body isn't allowing it to take. You need to relax. Your body in a state of tension, it's not going to do what it is supposed to do. So it's not like this is a death sentence. It's not like a prison sentence. It's just not the right timing. Doesn't mean you can't keep trying, but it's almost like, I know that sounds odd, but it's like you have to be more creative in the ways you're trying to do that. And that could even mean like, what is it, IVF or something like that. I don't know why that message is coming through. Some of you are going to give birth to twins, especially twin Pisces. There may actually already be twin Pisces or twin Cancers in your life. That's funny. My best friend has twin Cancer brothers. Anyway, here we go. Moving on. And somebody in that dynamic is very creative, very artistic. All right. And last but not least, I'm going to go further into these with tarot. I'm just giving you some off-the-cuff things. So something with an Aquarius, you may be squaring off or feeling challenged with an Aquarius. So the thing here is you guys both have bruised egos because of this. This could be a breakup or a separation or just an argument, a fight. Especially, yeah, I'm getting like between Capricorn and Aquarius. It may involve your Cancer too. Cancer is crying a lot. Like you really hurt their feelings. You may have said something really deep that really hurt them and you didn't realize it. Same with you and the Aquarius. It's almost like both of you feel really hurt about what happened, but no one's going to fix it because you're both very headstrong. You can fix this. Healing powers, growth, amends, release, personal development, inherit issues, self-doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness, divinity, cleansing, softness, pain. This is what we're dealing with here. It needs some attention, but it's not lost, right? There's ability to grow and heal from this. Chiron, right? Look at where Chiron is in your chart. Yeah, Scorpio's coming up here too. It could be something with a Scorpio. They whipped out the stinger and it cut deep, right? That's what this feels like to me. So let's finish that one up. If you're going through I'm literally hearing labor pains. Isn't that ironic? If you're going through some issue with your person, it seems like there's still a lot of love there, but you both just need to get over your ego. It's like you guys need to take off your, what is that expression? I just completely lost my words there. You need to check the ego. Yeah, you guys love each other. Done. If you want to fix this, you can. You need to have a conversation, obviously. That's not a magical solution by any means. It's kind of the obvious. You guys need to move on from holding a lot of guilt, or not guilt, it's resentment. Holding on to like the scarring of, well, I'll forgive you, but I'm never going to forget. Well, then you're going to be holding on to a lot of like resentment in this relationship for a long time. This is like, let it go. This can sometimes be a card of death and moving on to the afterlife, right? This is saying, it to me anyway, it's like put an end to it. Very scorpionic, death energy. You had a fight, talk about it, get over it, and literally like segment that issue out of your life so that you never need to return to it, right? Implement the lessons and what you learned from that, but use those lessons moving forward so that you don't have to continually circle back to that thing they said that one time. Like that's just, there's like kind of like a lot of bullshit coming in on this. And I'm not trying to be rude, I'm just saying, but you both are really hurting from it. So it's like the solution, like it's painted on the wall. You kind of know what you have to do, but it's like, here's the thing, Capricorn, you may have to be the bigger person this time and actually apologize first, because I don't see your person doing that. I have to be honest, Capricorn, it feels like your person is the one who's really hurt and crying about this, and maybe you're rolling your eyes, right? Maybe you're like, why do I have to tiptoe around their feelings? Like, it's not fair that they're always playing the victim. Okay, good. Say that in a gentle way. Tell them that that's how you feel, because the thing is, I don't think anyone is in the right or the wrong here. I think you both have areas you need to develop in order to make this relationship work. But I do think there's love there, even with your Leo too. Something about a Leo and a Cancer is coming up really strong, possibly an Aquarius, okay? Let's talk about Cancer. You have a Cancer who works in a hospital or works in some sort of like institution, works with, 12th house matters. So any part of society that is hidden away, that's very 12th house. So prison institutions, it could be therapy groups, it could be recovering addicts. Assuming you're not going to one of these exclusive little hideaway things, though you might. Maybe it's like a writer's retreat, right? I could even see that being 12th house. If it's something artistic where it's like a group of people get together to get away from society, there may be some sort of love match there. It could even be like, I'm sort of stretching this out because I'm just getting hits about it. It could even be some sort of retreat you're doing for your career, where you end up having to stay in like a hotel that is away from like your normal world. It's something like removed from your sense of normalcy or what is familiar. I think that's a good word for it. Yeah, you may connect with someone, and it actually seems very new. So I hate to make this out to be like, a cheesy rom-com, but yeah, it could be like some sort of circumstance where you're in a completely new environment. You're out of your comfort zone, especially to do something with work involving the medical field. Or again, that's something your person does. It seems like there's a nice little connection, and I don't know if it gets off immediately to like a romantic start, but this could be like a friendship you make and you guys continue to keep in touch, especially like online via email or Facebook or whatever. There seems to be a nice connection here. And again, there's something about twins coming through. So this Cancer could be a twin, or I don't know, something about twins. I suppose that may have to do with a Gemini as well, because Geminis are the twin. It could be a twin flame connection too. Twins. And the number 12 might be important to some of you. What is that? I'm getting something about Christmas. Is the 12 days of Christmas? Is that a thing? That's not a thing, is it? Or is it? What's that song? No, I don't know what that is. Something about 12 and Christmas. December 12th? Is that someone's birthday? Is that when this retreat was? I don't know. Something about 12. Yeah, this person, so if you guys have already met this person is very all up in their head. They're contemplating reaching out to you, but I think they're worried that they misjudged the situation because they felt like there was like a really fond connection, but this person's very insecure and they're just like, well, what if I reach out and Capricorn doesn't like me? They should just do it anyway. It's like they're fighting themselves not to reach out to you, but they have a lot of self-doubt because they're worried that you're going to ice them out. They're worried that you're just going to ignore them or give them nothing passionate or nothing romantic. In fact, they may have already reached out to you at a time where you were really busy and stressed at work, and so your response to them was like, oh, hey. And now they're all up in their head like, oh, did I blow it? I guess they don't like me, and blah. This feels like it's a Cancer so much. Cancer or a Pisces. Pisces does rule over the 12th house, so I was going to say, I don't get Gemini vibes from that. I think Gemini would continue to message you. You're this person's wish, though. Again, something with Capricorn and Aquarius may come into play here. And it could be that they reached out to you at a point where you were not available because you were already dating another Capricorn or an Aquarius. So give me a card on that specifically. Let me switch decks. What is the fate of Capricorn and Aquarius if they're dealing with one? To me, that's what this is, but I'm just going to pull one more card. Knight of Wands. There's still passion there, especially if someone is a musician. Little confirmation. Someone who's very musically inclined or a creative spirit. This person loves you. And I think that's what you love about them. They're very whimsical is what I'm hearing. All right, so then this other person who... It's like they're struggling to reach out to you because they lack confidence, or they did and they felt like you shut them out. What can I tell? It's very likely a water sign, especially a Capricorn. Especially a Capricorn. Maybe it's another Capricorn. Yeah, in fact, that would make sense. If it's another Capricorn, it's like you're the wish fulfillment. But okay, so we'll include them in the bunch because I think Spirit wants me to say that. If Capricorn, Cancer, or Pisces is wanting to reach out to my Capricorns watching this video, what is the fate of that? Like, did Capricorn mean to ice them out, or like how is that going to play out? What's the storyline there? Something about ice skating too. Patience, balance. I'm getting a lot of sports. I'm seeing like ice skating and bowling and hockey, and I'm seeing like athletic equipment. I don't know if you guys are going to make like a date to go do something out in nature, especially like if it's winter where you are. Something like ice skating or skiing, or I don't know what that is. healing. Again, there's such a message here about someone who works in a medical field, especially as like a psychologist or something to do with babies or children or mothers. It could even be like a social worker. This person is in pain. It's like this person, ironically, this person has a lot of strength of character. I think what they do is emotionally draining, and so what they have left at the end of the day they want to put into their love life, but it's almost like they're so sensitive whenever they try and approach love. It's like their emotional armor is just drained from their 9-to-5 job or whatever this is, that when it comes to their love life, they're that much more sensitive because it's like they've already given all they can give. They've already been like as strong emotionally as they can, so like everything to them it's hypersensitive. If you even give a suggestion you're not interested, it's like they beat themselves up about it. And Sagittarius might be doing this too. You have a lot of people showing up here, Capricorn, so why are you playing hard to get? Yeah, this person is all up in their head about you. They don't know how to proceed. Someone named Tyler. I just heard the name Tyler. Who's Tyler? Or Ty. Maybe that could be a girl's name too, like Taisha or Ty. Ty, I don't know. They're all tied up. They're tied up in their head about you. And if it's a Scorpio, they're tied up other places too, aren't they? I don't know what to tell you. This seems like someone is really uncertain about moving forward. Yeah, okay. Thank you. I was going to say, that's the message I'm getting, is like, I don't even know where this is headed. I can't tell because this person hasn't decided what they're going to do. If this at all sounds familiar, especially meeting someone either overseas or at like some sort of retreat or career, or you may have met them at a hotel, or again, in a place that is far from your comfort zone, this person still thinks about you and wants to connect with you. They kind of feel like you're giving them the cold shoulder, or they're anticipating that you will, and it's like, This feels very Piscean. It's like they met you once and now they're in love with you, and now it's like they don't know what to do. I just offended my Pisces out there, didn't I? But that's such a Piscean thing. It's like they merge with people. They meet you and instantly they're like, oh my God, I'm in love with you. And Cancers can be that way too, right? And no shade, I love my water signs, but like it's like they feel such passion and intensity for you. They'd almost live in the fantasy that it could be rather than pursuing it and finding out if it actually could. Because if for some reason they get an indication that you're not interested, like they're going to fall apart. Now here's the thing, Capricorn. By no means am I saying, oh, we'll go towards them because you're going to hurt them if you don't. No, if anything, it's the opposite. It's like, make sure this person is emotionally stable. I think the thing is, I'm getting a lot of contradiction messages because their job makes them out to be someone who is incredibly emotionally stable. Like they're empaths, they're very compassionate. They work with people who may struggle with emotional intelligence and things of that sort. And yet they don't practice that in their own love life. Does that make sense to anyone out there? Anyway, proceed with caution. I think if you're interested, put it out on the table because it would give this person a huge sense of relief. The thing is, I don't think you know how you feel about them, or you just don't know who this person is yet. So I'm hoping to revisit this at a later date, because right now that's really all I'm getting. It ends with the Hangman, so double confirmation on your Pisces. But other than that, it's like they're still understanding where this is going to go or how they're going to move forward and approach you. But they're not doing themselves any service by delaying it, because this feels very uncomfortable to me. It's like, it's almost like just put them out of their misery. That's almost what I want to say to you guys. If you're not interested, it's like rip the Band-Aid off, because the slower you do it, the more they're just going to like cry and scream and shout. I don't know. I have to be honest, like this could potentially be someone who is not emotionally stable, or who has maybe been through the ringer and had like a lot of breakups, and instead of doing the healing work, they're trying to jump into a relationship to not do the proper healing work, especially your Sagittarius. That kind of seems like what could be going on. So in which case I would say, ooh, be careful with this one, because it could be a lot more intense than you're making it out to be. Especially on their end. What you may just be like, oh, whatever. It was just like a connection. It was just a fling. It was like this person's everything. So be kind to this person, but you may choose to not pursue it because you may think that they're not in a good space. That's sort of what I see there. All right, last but not least, there's a lot of messages here. I don't even know what to go into first. Something about a Scorpio, but I have to admit, this doesn't feel romantic. This feels like you are trying to make good by honoring someone's last wishes, like the whole grandmother's ashes and grease or something like that. It doesn't have to be those exact details, but this feels even like it has to do with a spirit guide or someone trying to connect to you from beyond. If that's the case, they're encouraging you to go travel. That place that you've been like looking up online, the place that you've been researching, your spirit guides are like, go. There's something very important for you to discover there. even if it's just your own, like a realization about your own life, like a personal journey. It feels like a pilgrimage of sorts. Yeah, that's actually a good word for it. It may have to do with a spirit guide who is a Scorpio, or connecting with a Scorpio in like this. I'm hearing like native land, motherland. That like it almost feels like it's very connected to your roots or ancestry, Capricorn. Why are you stopping yourself from doing this? Why are you in your head? And I mean, beyond the obvious reason that, yes, of course, right now it might not be safe to travel. I'm not advising you do it now, right? This is a message that universe wants you to hear. So I'm here to relay the message. You're responsible for all your actions and decisions. I'm just relaying the message that eventually it almost seems inevitable you're going to take this trip, but you're very nervous about it. Okay, here's what I think, because it provokes a lot of emotion in you, doesn't it? Especially if you're going to reconnect with your old roots, your ancestry. There may be something very troubling about that. There may be a situation that makes you uncomfortable. Maybe it's just thinking about that member of your family who isn't in the 3D on Earth here anymore, right? It provokes a lot of emotion, and the minute you start to feel like that, like choked up, like in your throat, you're like holding back the tears. The minute you start to put yourself in that situation, you're like, nope, I'm not going to do it. Never mind. Like, it's not the right time. Capricorn, it's never going to be the right time, right? If you keep doing that. So I think universe is trying to get you to open up emotionally, and like, I'm almost getting, it's like, it's time to shed those tears that you've been bottling up for possibly years. Again, you guys know, well, maybe you don't if you're new, I never predict death on my channel. I don't do that. However, there is a very strong message here of a relative in your life who has already passed, and you feel very drawn to go visit. You know, I keep hearing like Greece. Does that make sense to anyone? Or I don't know, something that is foreign to you, depending on where you are watching this. This seems like a trek that you're supposed to take, like a pilgrimage. Again, very strong ties to a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. You keep stopping yourself because something about this brings you a lot of anxiety. It's something I think some of you would prefer not to revisit, but it's almost part of your karma to do it. It's like you're meant to do it in this lifetime. It could even have to do with ancestral karma, trying to make right of wrongs that were done in the past to your people or that your family may have imposed on others. I don't know what it is. It's a very deep message, and I'm only scratching at the surface here, but something about this, the universe it's like, go. You're supposed to go. You know you need to go. So that's the message, Capricorn. You need to go. I will pull like one thing on love. If this seems very driven to Scorpio, as well as maybe Gemini or Aquarius. So if that makes sense to Capricorn, you have Aquarius coming up in all three sections. So you might be dealing with multiples, but multiple Aquarius, twin Aquariuses, triplets maybe. Queen of Cups, love it. Nice boobs. King of Swords again. I am free of your bullshit. Yeah. This feels like something is shackling you. Something is holding you back. It very likely has to do with ancestor stuff in your bloodline that you may not even be consciously aware of. It's like this is like someone seeking freedom. I'm literally seeing, what is that movie with Mel Gibson? You can take our something or other, but you can never take our freedom. Braveheart. That's such a great metaphor for this. It's like, yeah, it's something that dates back a long time, but it's like you're freeing yourself from something that has been shackling you or holding you back. This may have to do with an issue you've had with your father, especially if your father is an Aquarius. Here's the thing. This is a beautiful situation because it's going to bring you enlightenment. If all your life you've always felt like you were, what is it, a couple eggs short a dozen? It's going to clear that up for you. It's like the missing link, the missing piece of the puzzle will be found on this journey, on this pilgrimage, on this trek. This just seems really cool. I don't know what the hell it is, and I was trying to swing for romance in that last message, but I don't know. I don't know what this is romantically, so maybe you do, and if that's the case, cool. Take it and run with it. The message still stands, but some of you are going to go have tea with like a great-grandmother or something like that, and she's going to ask you if you took this trip, and that could even be spiritually. You may have even had a dream about this where your ancestors are asking you if you've booked your plane ticket or whatever. Anyway, Capricorn. All right. That was my wackiest one so far. Capricorn, that's what I got for you. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you next Wednesday for more tarot. Bye, guys. Welcome to the Intuitive Teacup, my friends. These tarot readings are meant to motivate, empower, and inspire you. Please keep an open heart and an open mind as you watch these general readings, as some material will resonate and some might not. Do have faith it is serving someone out there, and take away only what resonates for you. Please release the rest. Feel free to book a personal reading with me if you would like something catered specifically to your inquiries and energy. That information is down below for you. You are responsible for all actions and decisions and the vibe that you bring to this channel. This is optional advice or guidance, and of course, you will always have free will. Check the box below for my social media links, the decks I use, and more information on this channel. Let's hop into your tarot reading.